very simply is, where is the BUBE part of this trade? Well, the BUBE part must be some sort of draw. That must be what we're looking for, right? So the first thing we're looking for is the draw. So when we look at the crude stocks number, we can see that the crude stocks numbers, it was a draw, and it was slightly bigger than the expected, but it was only 100, it was only maybe 0.1, right? So perhaps 0.1, 0.2 bigger, okay? So that's where we're getting 0.2 bullish. The other bullish number, of course, that we get is the distillates. The distillates also drew 1.2 against 1.1. So the distillates gave us a 0.1 bullish. But where was the B part? Okay, so obviously on this number, the hope is that that's big enough to send the price up to the sell order. And this is where we get the BUBE part, right? This is where we get the BUBEs. So where's the B part? Well, the B part comes in one location. And this is, in this case, the gasoline stocks. The gasoline actually built stock. So we saw the gasoline building 1.7. Now, what confirms that that's the case? Well, obviously 1.7 against 1.15 suggests that this is 0.6 negative. So the offset between these is now, what's the offset between these? What's the difference between these? Well, the difference is 0.3 minus, right? So you're thinking to yourself, well, 0.3 minus, it should do that, and we get the B part. Yeah. So what else was bearish? Well, how do we confirm that gasoline production number? How do we confirm that draw? Because we look at the refining utilization numbers and it declined, didn't it? Refining utilization numbers actually declined, suggesting that they weren't pumping the refinery very hard, were they? So if they weren't pumping the refinery very hard, then of course it's more likely that that stock's coming out. It's coming out of stock rather than production, right? So if it's coming out of storage, you can see the basic idea of the overall shape of this. The net position was a build in storage, wasn't it? The net position was a build. So in other words, they just simply weren't turning the wheel very hard, were they? Do you understand that? They weren't turning the wheel very hard. So in other words, they were not downing tools, but you'd imagine that with the refinery utilization dropping, it's not purring away the way it should, is it? It's not purring away. It's not got a lot of activity. And that's also part of the B part here, isn't it? That's part of the B part, because that's going to put some sell side pressure into the RBOB markets, one would imagine.